Good afternoon, dear students. In my previous class, I explained A.K. Ramanujan's poem, A River. Now, I explained a variety of poetic techniques used by Ramanujan in his poem, A River. Ramanujan's greatness as a poet depends on his multiple use of poetic techniques to express the content. He makes use of all the techniques known to him in such a way that these techniques add intensity to the poem. So in the same way, in his, popular poem, A River, Ramanujan uses a variety of poetic devices or techniques to bring the content its intensity, or to make his ideas very clear. He brings different kinds of devices in this poem. Here, Ramanujan uses a variety of techniques such as alliteration, assonance, consonance, and enjambment. Alliteration, assonance, alliteration, assonance, consonants, and enjambment. He uses these poetic techniques in his poem, A River. Alliteration occurs when words are used in succession. So alliteration comes when words are used in succession immediately, or at least appear close together. So the words happen in succession, or at least come together very closely and begin with the same letter. So the technique is bringing the same letter again and beginning with the same letter again. So alliteration occurs successively or at least close together, beginning with the same letter. So this poetic technique is applied to the poem River. Assonance, as I said earlier, and consonants are other forms of repetition. Assonance and consonants are other ways of repetition. Alliteration differs from assonance and consonance in certain ways, and he makes use of assonance and consonants to make the repetition again, other forms of repetition, which a vowel or consonant sound is used multiple times. So either consonant sound or vowel sound is used again and again by adopting assonance or consonance method. That's what A.K. Ramanujan did in the poem River. In words star that close in proximity. A few of these are noted with the body of the text. So alliteration, assonance, consonants. So these techniques are visible or appear in succession in the poem A River. So generally, we find the poets adopting only either alliteration or assonance, but here we find multiple use of techniques by A.K. Ramanujan. Then enjambment is another important technique. This occurs when a line is cut off before its natural stopping point. So enjambment is a kind of a technique where a line is stopped before its original stop, or a line is cut off before its actual stopping. This kind of technique is known as enjambment. It forces a reader to the next line. So when one's line stops, what happens? The reader automatically jumps to the second line. So it is a pretty well known that the line has not ended originally, but as it ends, by adopting this enjambment method, the reader certainly moves towards the second line, next line, and the next quickly. So one after another, he continues to move to the next line, next line, next line, because there is no complete ending in the previous sentence, previous verse. So he naturally goes to the next verse. Like that, he continues to move to the next. One is forced to move forward in order to comfortably resolve the a phrase or a sentence. So a reader naturally goes to the next line to find a resolve a phrase or a sentence. A great example is between lines 4 and 5. A great is appearance of enjambment we find in line number 4 and line number 5 in the poem, in which a reader has to move down in line to find out what summer brings, to know what happens next, to know what summer brings. He has to move to the next line. He must move to the fourth line, again fifth line. Then he has to, as he wishes to know what happens in summer, he has to go to the next line. All of these techniques, alliteration, assonance, consonant, and enjambment techniques contribute to the speaker's tone. So here, the poet himself is the speaker. So here, these techniques are adapted to the speaker himself to show, the value of the poem, to intensity of the poem, or the wish of the poet. It fluctuates back and forth. So it fluctuates back and forth between disappointed, analytical, and even light-hearted at times. So all these things, so fluctuations create a kind of disappointed, analytical, and light-hearted at times. So these devices often appear in every line of the poem. So what happens in the beginning of the poem, the poet begins to say, or the speaker begins to say that every year, the poets of the past and the present sing the same songs about the flooding and sometimes emptied riverbed. So the poets of past generation or in the present generation, their aim is to expose the status of the river. In summer it appears empty, in winter it appears full of water. So their concern is about the conditional state of the river, but nobody and no poet is careful enough to understand the impact of river on human existence, or the people living around its riverbed. When it is empty, when the river is empty, what happens, all hidden items become visible. When the river is empty, what happens, all the hidden items will be exposed. So when the water comes in the form of floods, it carries different kinds of things from faraway places. Once the flood water recedes, what happens, they continue to stay there. Then after some time, when the entire river becomes empty, all the carried things once again show their appearance. Then the poets have always sung about, or the poets always noted, the river in flood situation, the river when it is empty. It means the poets focused their attention about two seasons, summer season and rainy season, but not its impact on humanity. So while I am explaining all these factors, we come across the adopting of, these devices. Then, so what happens, the speaker, the poet himself, relays the words of the citizens of this area as they describe what happened this year. Houses were washed away. Houses were completely washed away. The houses situated on the banks of the river they were completely washed away, along with two rivers and a pregnant woman. Two rivers and a pregnant woman. Here we find the repetition of consonant sound and vowel sounds. The repetition of consonant sounds and vowel sounds as part of assonance and consonants. So here, by using these techniques, the poet emphasizes the human loss. What kind of loss humanity faced? So, people living around its riverbed, they lost their two shelters and two cows and a pregnant woman expecting twins. This happened there. Then the speaker derides the old and new poets for not caring enough to look deeper into the environment. Here, the poet is critical or vehemently criticizes the poets. Here, emphasis is focus. That means the poets of earlier generation and the present generation are not concerned about human loss, but they are more interested to describe reverse force in flood situation rather than human situation. Then the problem that the speaker has with poets is made clear. So the difference of the poet with the poets of modern generation and old generation is made very clear here. A river, as he speaks of the similarities between old poets and new poets, but both spoke about floods, yet ignored the tragedies. So the poets who are supposed to expose human tragedies are not at all bothered about human grievances, but ignore the tragedies which resulted. In fact, to make it worse, the new poets copied what the old poets did. So, modern poets also followed the canons of old poets while describing the river. They never tried to look at the other impacts of river. Then even the poet understands that there is no change between older generation of poets and new generation of poets in following the style and techniques. Modern poets have imitated the old poets not only in content delivery but also in mannerism of writing poetry. Then the speaker relays the words of the poet once again. He said that the poet complained of how the river has water enough to be poetic about only once in a year. It is only once in a year that the poet pay attention to it. So it means the poets pay attention to the river only once in a year, not all the time. And even they don't want to speak about the loss of property or life. So the poets are least bothered about the loss of property or life. They are more bothered about the flood waters. The poet repeats certain lines again and again to show emphasis on particular thing. Here also, we find Ramanujan effectively making use of techniques to stress a particular point there. The speaker repeats a section of the second stanza again. He repeats the second stanza once again while concluding the poem, restating what was lost to show his concern for humanity. He repeats the same lines which appeared in the second stanza. So we find same kind of lines in the last stanza also. But what is new here in the concluding stanza is that new things are added to the second stanza. Now he says that women believed, so women believed that the woman, a pregnant woman who was washed away in flood waters, believed that she was expecting identical twins. She was expecting identical twins. They were going to be perfectly the same. You see, she imagined that she would give birth to two twins. They were identical in nature. They resemble each other. Then, with no way to tell them apart, expecting through dressing in colored diapers, she feels that nobody could identify my children because both of them resemble each other. So only the dress code can distinguish them. Who is, who is elder one and who is younger one. This is another humorous tone. Even you see, Ramanujan's credibility lies in bringing humor in the tragic sentences. But it has a darker undertone. It has a darker undertone. You see, before losing her life, she imagines all these things. You see, comedy followed by tragedy. Happiness is followed by tragedy. That kind of irony we find in Ramanujan's poetry. It speaks to the lack of care with which the poets approach the land and people. You see, here, Ramanujan wants to tell to the poets that a poet needs to be connected with the land and people because they are inseparable. So man's association with nature is indispensable, and that nobody can be separated from each other. So while this is the fact, why the modern poets and the ancient poets think about the land, think about the river, why didn't they think about these people? There is no desire to know who these people are, or quest to adequately depict their suffering. Who will depict the suffering of the people when nature becomes angry? When nature annihilates the human, when nature dominates people. So while paying attention to one aspect of nature, so we need to project the other aspect of nature also. So here, by repeating number of lines, the poet wants to stress his viewpoints on older generation of poets and modern generation of poets and their attitude. And poets' adaptability of different techniques also makes the poem extremely popular. So we understand from A.K. Ramanujan's poetry that he is a poet of different tendency, he is a poet of different approach, because he makes use of all the poetic devices or poetic techniques to make his viewpoint very clear. And apart from that one, we also find humor in A.K. Ramanujan's poetry. Because of his multiple adaptability of techniques, he stands unique among Indian poets in English in the modern era. This is about poetical devices or poetic techniques used by A.K. Ramanujan in his poem A River. Thank you.